How's it going, guys? I'm Mark Braddock with Kayak Adventures 2.0, and today it's all about downrigging on a kayak for redfish. Y'all check it out. It is so nice to be back home in good old Texas. Big old redfish. Ah, yeah, that's what we're talking about. I'm Braddock. That's a big old catfish. Yeah, I think that's the one. One for the road. That's how it's done right there. Gotta love it. That's a bull red. Oh yeah, gotta love it, man. Calaveras Lake. Look at that. Woo! I'm Braddock from Kayak Adventures 2.0, and that's a solid redfish out here, Calaveras Lake. Y'all check it out. Right at 14, give or take. Oh. Woo! Dude, as soon as it hit the water, look at that. Let's get this downrigger up. Look at that. Very nice. Little rusty. Not bad. First redfish at a Calaveras Lake 2024. Better fish. She's chunky. Look at those spots. Awesome stuff. All right, welcome back, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Today, as you saw, we are talking about the Scotty Mini Downrigger on the Hobie PA 14. Now, what is the point of a downrigger? The main reason for a downrigger is to be able to troll lures at a certain depth. So if you're in 20 feet of water and your fish are suspended at 15, you can go ahead and cast your line out, hook it up to your downrigger, and drop your cannonball to that desired depth, which is right at 15. Now, yes, you can troll deep diving crankbaits, but again, you're not gonna get at that desired depth every single time. And if you troll something out here like rattle traps, you got to put out a lot of line to get down to 20, 25, even 30 feet. So having a downrigger is gonna, again, allow you to troll lures at a desired depth. Now, a little bit about this downrigger. This is the Scotty Mini Downrigger. We are running this with a 3-pound cannonball and the Scotty release clip. Now, our Scotty Mini Downrigger, we got attached to a Scotty mount H-rail adapter. Super important, guys. When you're mounting a downrigger, you need a stable mount. You're putting a lot of tension on these mounts on your rail, so you want something that's gonna stay put and not break off when you're trolling. Now, to go along with that, we are running a ram tube. This again is the H-rail adapter ram tube with, I believe, the 1.5 ball head on this guy here. Does the trick. One more thing you'll need is a fish finder. You don't need something that's high end, top of the line. We're running the Lowrance Hook Reveal 7TS. It's a side scan imaging, but something as simple as like the 4 HDI, real cheap, does the trick. All you need to know when downrigging is the depth you're in and your speed. You're good to go. So something super cheap will get you on the water. Now let's talk a little bit about kayaks. Again, this is the Hobie PA 14 pedal driven kayak. We do have a motor on the back, but I've been doing this downrigging out of a kayak for about 10 years now. This is the first year running a trolling motor, and it's great, but I find it's just one more thing to deal with while downrigging. You got a lot to worry about. Pulling up the downrigger, reeling in your fish, getting your net going. So yes, the trolling motor is great to get me out to that point, but once I'm actually trolling, I like to switch over to the pedals, so it's one less thing to worry about when fishing. Now, can you do this out of a paddle kayak? Absolutely, but it's going to be very difficult. You want to maintain movement when using a downrigger. As soon as you stop, just like in trolling, your lure is going to drop down to the bottom and get stuck to the bottom. So pedal driven kayak is the way to go. Can it be done with a paddle? Again, absolutely. Let's jump in and talk a little bit about how I use this downrigger. We got downrigger on the right side, rod tube on the right side, and my steering on the right side. You can see where this is going. So I reel my fish in on the right side, steer with my right side, and crank the cannonball up also on the right side. So everything for my downrigger is going to be on the right side. All right, so we'll go ahead and go into free spool. Now typically like 10 to 15 yards is a good estimate. I just do a line count, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let's go to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. So 30, give or take. Go ahead and close that. Grab the tip of your line. At the same time, grabbing your release clip. Place your release clip on your main line. Go into free spool, and then drop your cannonball at your desired depth. In this case, we are at 12 feet. We're gonna go ahead and drop it down to about 8. So every crank on this Scotty Mini Downrigger is about 1 foot. So 8 turns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we're moving off to about a drop off, looking at 15. Go ahead and drop it to 10, 1, 2, that'll be 10 feet. Now keep in mind, even though you drop your downrigger cannonball at 10 feet, you still got a 3/4 ounce trolling spoon behind us. So that's gonna drop about another couple feet or so. So just keep in mind, if you're in 15 feet, I say a good estimate is roughly 10, no more than 12 feet, just because you're gonna be dragging bottom. So once you have that placed, we'll go ahead and reel this in just a tad. There's a nice little bend in that rod. I've had slack line and have still caught fish on it, but the idea behind having that bend in the rod is once you get hooked up, you got a lot of slack line that's coming up. So that's just a little bit more line for that to be able to go ahead and set that hook in that fish. And now we're set. And again, as you saw, I'm constantly moving my pedals at the same time. Always moving, never stopping. Super important. All right, same spot, man. There's a nice, very nice school here. Get this downrigger up. Once you get hooked up, make sure you get that cannonball up. Can't tell you how many fish I've lost with that line wrapping around this cable on this downrigger. It'll just snap. Bring that cannonball up and bring your fish in. Don't lose that fish. Right at 20 1/4, we're gonna put it on the stringer. Well guys, that is our limit, 45 minutes. Let's go ahead and talk tackle. So today we are running the Ambassador 6500S by Abu Garcia. We got that spooled up with 20-pound braid to a barrel swivel, and then roughly a foot, 1.5 foot of 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, and then our 3/4 Johnson Sprite chrome spoon. Now the reason for that barrel swivel is simply because we are trolling a spoon, so you want to make sure to reduce the twist in your main line when trolling. So we got, again, our barrel swivel to our 20-pound fluorocarbon leader, and again that's going to reduce the twist in your main line. Now we got that rigged up on a Squadron 3. This is a 7-foot medium fast, and it has been rocking it. No problems, no issues running it on a downrigger and pulling up these big old redfish. Well guys, that about wraps it up for today's video. We had an awesome time out here at Calaveras Lake fishing for the first time here in 2024. It's gonna be an awesome season this coming up summer. Super hot, but the fishing is getting fired up. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe down below. I'm Braddock for Kayak Adventures 2.0. We'll see you on the water.